about globalist and nationalist and its middle ground. So the first one who's gonna be delivered their opinion is Putri Diva.
Hello guys, I'm Putri Diva Febrin Maharani. In this video, shows some important things that explain about how nationalisms and globalisms could coexist, which was discussed by a man named Wanis Kabaj. He is a citizen of both country, Morocco and French, who also live in 4 continents. But the important point that is he trying to explain about how nationalisms and globalisms can live alongside. So I definitely agree with his opinion because without our realize, there are many things that we are proud for our country, which may be an influence that is generated from globalizations. One of example given by Kabach that I think is very universal is the letter or message that we send every day using an alphabet which is came from Latin script or the Latin alphabet which has origins thousands of years ago in Egypt. Or another example, the Eiffel Tower that was inspired by the tallest building in the New York, United States in 1853, named the Latin Observatory, or China, with the Chinese official ideology, Marxism, that made in Germany, and one of China's biggest religions, Buddhism, that import from India. In my opinion, even though we are a nationalist nations, it is not possible to close the possibilities for us to learn new things from another country to increase our knowledge or our innovation. Because we have to believe that we all want a progress in our country which is will be useful for our future life. So, what about you, Hasya?
Okay. Hello, my name is Hasya. So, in my opinion, between nationalism and globalism, each of them has their own certain purpose to run this life. After I read the comment section in this video, it makes me realize that the definition that people have of nationalism and globalism are varied and seem to be affected by their personal biases. If nationalists are afraid that globalism will weaken their culture and will invite foreign aggression, but in reality, cultural relativism is overwhelming and will continue to exist over time. Also, if we are referring to cultural diversity, it is difficult to satisfy everyone considering there are a lot of cultural diversity in the world. Because of that, I think globalism can be avoided and will eventually become a reality when mankind reaches sufficient cultural homogeneity. Therefore, I will answer the question from Mr. Cabbage. The real question should not be to choose between nationalism and globalism. The real question is, how can we do both in a better way? So, a good way for us to elaborate both of them is we should take several inspiration from other countries because unconsciously, nationalism and globalism are attached to our everyday life. Thank you. How about you, Alia?
Hello, my name is Amaliya Pohan. Okay, nationalism and globalism. I think they are opposed to each other, but that doesn't mean they just can coexist. Nationalism will unnoticeably transform into globalism. Nationalism seems to me to be a necessary aspect of globalization. Nationalism that they are thinking about today is nothing more than a rational self-defense or social organism, and as such, it is completely consistent with a healthy and balanced globalism. Their coexistence is not a battle in which one is the winner and the other as a loser. It's rather a mutually beneficial coexistence of two perfectly compatible tendencies. And how about you, Shinta?
Okay, my name is Shinta. In my opinion, I definitely agree with this man on the video. I think we can live with one of them because we need both of them. It's okay for being a globalist for me because why can we be proud of being a citizen of the world? Because nothing's wrong with it. Also, we can deny that globalization also help us to discover our national identity that we will be proud as a nationalist. And also, nationalism will not turn into fascism easily if we can put a border on our feelings and know how to show an empathy for our country in a good way. How can globalists eroding someone's national solidarities? Because if someone be proud of being a citizen of this world, they must be proud with this country too. So we don't need to choose one of them because we can love both of our country and this world at the same time. Enough from me. How about you, Ta?
Well, in my opinion, because nationalism and globalism has two different concepts, doesn't mean that these two cannot coexist together. Because I think that these two have a dependency one and another. For example, globalism need a nationalism perspective in order to connect the world, to make a globalism and globalization. And nationalism need a globalism to improve their country in many aspects. So the country can become a modern country with a modern rule and modern tradition affected by globalism. How about you, Diva? What's your opinion?
Okay, hello, my name is Diva. Here's my thought on the video. Nationalism and globalism have different meanings and are seem to be affected by their personal biases. And I think globalism can be avoided and will eventually become the reality for mankind to reach sufficient cultural homogeneity. The conclusion is that most nationalists are globalists and globalists are nationalists. And without our realization, nationalism and globalism are actually a part of our daily life. So to elaborate, we should take several inspirations from other countries and do more research about other countries' national traditions to find answers.
Hello, my name is Rafildy. I will express my opinion about this video. This video has a big question about which of globalism and nationalism should be guide in become our best bet for the future. Actually, the question doesn't not need to be asked and replaced with the question: can globalism and nationalism work together and complement each other? Yes, it can. First, the question of globalism and nationalism, which we should guide to be our best bet for the future. These areas because there will still many people who think that nationalism is the same and fascism that was carried out in Germany and Italy in World War II. Then fully obedient to his country, defending his country even though his country was wrong. As has been explained in the video, that being a champion in the race to represent their country is nationalism. So the thing of many people is wrong about nationalism, and in the globalism is a person who loves the earth more than his country. His lack of love for this country is one of the factory returning because they believe in nationalism that the earth is destroyed and there are many wars resulting in fatalities. So I think it's the better for nationalism and globalism to be guided by the best for the future, because we must believe that all countries and all people there have their respective role for the best in the future. Thank you. What about you, Disa?
Basically, nationalism and globalism are different things. However, globalism could and has affected national habit and tradition for a long time. To answer how can we do both better, I think foreign invasion will not occur if we can restrict ourselves and filter every culture that enters. So, there is one endanger our national identity but enriches it instead. Thank you. How about
I think why we have to choose between nationalism or globalism is not a fundamental problem, but how can we become more sensitive and critical human beings? It does not have to be always about an ideological perspective, but how can we create the ideal condition for all humans to live? Not not the tendency to discriminate from its ideology. Sometimes people are not aware that the inclination toward a certain ideology only leads to fanaticism, which only always dwells in a realm to debate and do not want to try to be in direct contact with is at the grassroots. It is this fanaticism that makes situation worse, making people forget what really is the problem. Why do we have to choose between nationalism and globalism if with and without both of them we are still able to contribute to better change? I think that's all for me. How about you, JJ?
Okay, so the idea of binary perception about nationalist and globalist is because most of political discourses like to think that they're direct antonyms or direct opposite. Meanwhile, I like to think of these two as the inner corner and outer corner of the earth. The inner corner is fiery, hot, like like pride and jubilation of the nationalism, which the example of the video is like the Olympics. Meanwhile, the outer corner, which more stable, which more settled, is like the globalism. So I think that these two doesn't have to be the exact opposite. These two can go along the way. Surely these two can go along the way in people's perception. It just depends on what situation and its different levels in every person. So that's my opinion about nationalism and globalism. Okay, so that's all from our group. We hope you enjoy from our little description about this.